Hi, my name is Magicov, and we are on day 150 in my hardcore forever world. In the previous episode, we built this monstrosity in front of us to get some villager trades. And off camera, I have completed everything I really wanted to do with the villagers. I will show you guys them in a moment, but these are what my tools look like now. We're getting quite full with villagers here. Got looting guy, more farmers, all of it coming from a simple villager breeder with a zombie attached to it. If you guys haven't seen the video where I made this yet, please go back and watch it before you carry on with this one. Thank you. And speaking of watching my videos, oh my god, thank you guys so much for the support on my first video. It has been posted at the time of me recording this, and it already has 12,000 views, which is absolutely insane for me. I was not expecting to get views on this series at all. It was just a fun little thing. But thank you guys so much for all the support. But what's today's goal? So, in the previous video I mentioned how I thought it was time to probably get some wings on my back. I need an elytra. We gotta kill the dragon today. And in order to kill the dragon, we need a bow first and foremost. I don't have one yet. And secondly, I think it's important that we set up some infrastructure in order to have an infinite supply of fireworks once we get our elytra. So, up in the mountain range over here, I am going to build a creeper farm slash sugarcane farm. So once again, we're building another massive project in order to just slightly conceal progress. We're gonna focus on building that structure after we actually kill the dragon itself. Oh god. Child! This is a set seed, as many of you guys know. I know where the stronghold is on this world. It's actually only about 200 blocks away from this location. So what we need to do is we need to go hunting for blazes and endermen. We gotta beat the game. Alright, that's what we gotta do. But I want to be prepared before we do that. Since it's nighttime, I'm gonna try and kill some creepers, because I want to have at least a few fireworks before I leave. You are the wrong mob. My sword is probably the best one I could possibly have. It has sharpness 5, looting, unbreaking, and mending. I didn't put fire aspect on it. Honestly, I don't like fire aspect at all, especially when killing endermen. This sword is going to be very useful, because endermen will not just randomly teleport away when they're on fire. We can two-shot creepers now, and we can take all these hits without worrying at all. We have max protection armor now. I don't need a ton of gunpowder, just enough for like a stack of fireworks or so. Hello, creeper. Also, I think it's important to ask you guys for a little bit of suggestions on this world, considering so many of you have watched the first episode. What do you guys want to see in this world? What do you guys think? Ow. Leave your suggestions down below in the comments, as I have an arrow in my cheekbone. Three-shotting enderman is kind of crazy. Where'd the other guy go? There he is. That's 4 pearls. Oh my god, so many endermen right here. Ow, how'd you hit me? Eight pearls. Pearls are the easy part. The hard part's gonna be the nether, I think. Oh my god, look at my castle up there, bro. Okay, well, you interrupted me while I was admiring my own creativity. Oh my god. This world is insane. Like, look at that. That's just so beautiful. And imagine the future tower going right in between those mountains there. I suppose the nether is our next goal. I have to say, I am a lot more confident running around with this armor. That might be my downfall. Death from above! Wither skull. Crap. What? Oh, this guy just killed a wither skeleton! I need to get to those spawners over there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Man, what type of bullshit was that? With my old armor, I think I probably would have just died. Hello. Alright, that's funny. We got 10. We're out of here. So that experience taught me one thing. I'm still vulnerable to death. Why do you guys just insist on spawning in right in front of me? Now you're dead. Look at this. Like, your arrow literally bounced off me. I don't know why that happened. Now, I don't know where a warped forest is, so I am gonna just wait for night to kill more endermen. And obviously, we need to create a bow. Let's make some paper, and let's make some firework rockets. There we go. A stack of firework rockets should be plenty. Yay! You ran over the boat and scared me. Therefore, you die. And give me pearls. Nice. No endermen? No men of the ender variety? Surely. You will be the man. Right? Yeah, 13. Alright, we have enough pearls. Let's get a power book. Power 5 or power 4. I really don't mind if it's power 4. I can combine books. Power 3. Why not? Let's combine these two together. How much does it take to cost these two? 9. And then to put this on the bow, 19. See what I mean? This is exactly why we made this. We needed levels quickly. We're getting them quickly. All right, let's make our bow. Excellent. So now we have a bow, and we're ready, I believe, to go kill the Ender Dragon. All right, I think we're ready. So let's go ahead and craft up some Eyes of Ender here. Dead, so I believe it's over there. Not very far. It's like literally on the other side of the mountain. I'm pretty sure if I dig down right next to this waterfall, it's below my feet. Digging down 2 blocks at a time, like this, because I don't want to accidentally fall. So I do plan to build something with this stronghold. Like, obviously, the entrance is right beside our base. We should do something with it, right? We should make like a cathedral entrance or something. There we are. Set seed things. This wall is blocked off? I don't remember that. Make ourselves a portal. Jesus. Right. I remember this spot. We had a portal here. My portal's right up there. Or somewhere around there. Right there. That's where my portal is. So I just fly right down here and I'm at the stronghold. There we go. I'm not going to make a whole big deal out of killing the dragon. I know it's quite trivial. Picking up endstone for the first time. Alright, here we go. Take out these crystals. Nice. Okay, I did not get that one. I always forget to bring a spyglass and bottle. Nice, got it. Nice, got it. Just these two left. No, this one up there. Let's see if we can get that one. How many times are we going to miss this pillar? There we go. God. I can't reach its head! I think just like 3 more shots to do it. Okay. Yippee! Just repaired all my tools with it. Let's get the dragon egg. Awesome. Alright, here we go. There's a city there, and a city right there. Okay. I began my journey towards the end cities, being careful not to fall into the void. Once I reached the first one, instead of exploring the city first, I immediately went for the wings by pillaring up to the ship. I killed the Guardian Shulker, and finally got my pair of wings after nearly 150 days in this world. The chests had some decent stuff in them too, although I don't really like the knockback. And there's a little bit of a hack you can do in the end here. As long as you have a crafting table with you, when you find these chests, you can just kill shulkers like this, break the chest, and then just make a shulker box out of it. I also wanted to get the achievement that you get from being levitated high. There's a little trick you can do, where if you get hit with it and then pearl down about 50 blocks, you actually get the achievement anyway. I don't really know why this works, but I did it. And now I was flying with my wings, and it was time to start looting these cities. My main goal was to collect the shulker shells. The loot was okay. I already had god armor, so it didn't really matter to me. But the biggest priority was the shulker shells. So, I hope you guys enjoy this little montage of me murdering some boxes. That sounds dirty. I didn't just stay at one city either. I kind of wanted a few elytras just in case, so I went to a couple. And finally, on day 153, I was leaving the End Islands for probably the next little while. Well, we beat the game. And got quite a few elytras in the process, and now we're just gonna go home. Oh, right, the credits. I don't care. Well, let's see what we did get. Oh my god. 3 dragon heads. I don't even know where I put those. Maybe in here. 3 elytras, including the one we're wearing right now. We're gonna go put some mending and unbreaking on that in a minute. Got a bunch of different tools. 32 diamonds, 33 emeralds, 49 gold. 49 iron and 52 gold. We got 34 shulker shells, which is very nice. I'm gonna make an end chest right now. I feel like I could do something cool with the dragon egg. I have an idea. I can do this. Forget about that path down there, even if it does look good. I'm up here now. Oh man, that's gonna save us so much time. Mending and unbreaking. And let's put it on our wings. Haha. Fully maxed out, other than netherite, which I don't really care about. Let's see how long it takes us to get here now, because the build is gonna be right at that spike. And we're there. So now, once again, it's that time. We need lots of resources for this build. Now that we have an elytra and shulker boxes, this is going to be much easier, so let's get to it. So for this build, I needed about 2 shulker boxes of packed ice. This is precisely why I went to go get the shulker boxes in this episode. This build is absolutely massive, and so I headed out to the iceberg biome that I found in episode 1. I also found literally the smallest savanna biome I think I've ever seen in my life. It's like a savanna island. Icebergs are a great way to get packed ice. Had to be careful of the polar bears though. As I was flying back, I went to the other side of my mountain range and discovered it's actually really beautiful out here. I think this would be a perfect place for like a port town. What do you guys think? And the great thing about this villager breeder that I made in the previous video is that I can actually repair my elytra just by trading with them, as well as my tools. My pickaxe took a beating while mining all the packed ice, but after just a little bit of trading, it was back to normal. So we back in the mine. Another big material that I needed multiple shulkers of was stone brick, which is why I was back in the mine, but I was not with Captain Sparkles. I also needed quite a bit of spruce wood. And the reason I needed so much spruce wood is because I'm making a creeper farm, and these take a ton of trapdoors. Way too many, you know? Like, why are crap doors so hard to craft? And of course, like with any of my builds, I needed a lot of tuff as well, so back into the mines I go for that. Not only did I need tuff, I needed lots of tough brick. So I ended up gathering enough tuff to cover both of them. And by now I'd had enough of not having a silk touch shovel, so I changed that with my villagers. I just love this build, man. I can just come in here and just make a new god tool whenever I want. The reason for having the silk touch shovel was to get these snow blocks. Because my build is in the mountain, I needed lots of snow to make it blend in. So I went to a nearby mountain range, watched a goat launch a horse off the cliff, and then collected a whole bunch of top layer snow. A little precipitate back, right? Is that how you say that word? One of the most annoying things to get for this build was quartz bricks. I needed to go to the nether to get lots of quartz, and that is not an easy task, especially with my nether spawn being as horrendous as it is. But I managed to gather plenty and collect it all in the funnest way I could think of. It was also an excuse to repair my tools with the mending. Thankfully, I didn't need a lot of quartz bricks, just like 7 stacks or so I was able to bring them up to my mountain chests pretty easily. Did I mention this yet? I put some chests up here. Now, this build has quite a bit of color in it as well, on top of all the gray blocks and white blocks I'm using. A big color was cyan. I needed to cook some cactus, and the reason I needed some dyes was because of stained glass. Luckily, I didn't really have to go mining sand for that, because I have a ton of librarian villagers who just trade me glass blocks whenever I want. I'm so glad I made this villager hall. I've never really done this at the start of a world before, I usually do it much later. But having one of these in the early game, I think I'm going to do this from now on in any new world I have. Now, of course, to make cyan dye, you don't just need the cactus, you need some lapis too, or blue dye. You can get flowers, but lapis is easier. I knew there was a ton down where I mined the tuff, so I just went down there. I also needed just regular light blue stained glass, so I made a bunch of that too. Much easier to make, you don't need the cactus. Oh, look at that, I'm mining a bunch of andesite again. Just like every other build I make, tons of andesite, because it's one of the best blocks in this game. I also needed lots of diorite, but it was really annoying to get because this one's next to a water cave, so I actually ventured deeper into this abandoned mine shaft to find it. I needed more regular tuff for some variants of tuff bricks and stuff like that, and for something which I am about to show you. As I was mining the tuff though, I noticed it was way too dark for the video, so I actually invested on getting a gamma mod so that it's easier for you guys to see. I needed tons of polished tough walls, some chiseled tough brick. I need some tough stairs, and now I will introduce to you a data pack that I have introduced to this world. Mini blocks. This data pack lets me turn any block in the game into a player head smaller version of itself. I accidentally crafted like 7 stacks of these, but this will this will allow me to create a lot more detail in my smaller builds, because instead of just having full block versions of every single block in the game, I can place down these. And as you might guess, my build requires a bunch of them. By now my chests were starting to get pretty full. Just like the last build I made, this build is a gradient build, which takes light gray concrete once again. So I went around collecting some azure bluets and some Popeye daisies, because they can be crafted into light gray dye. I also gathered a bunch of sand. I need to find a desert for real. I already know where one is, but like, you know. I needed lots of water for this build, but I didn't really want to get buckets. Luckily, I live near a snowy peaks, which has random bits of ice in the mountain. So I just went around and gathered as much as I could. There wasn't a ton, but it definitely was enough. Another big thing was redstone. I needed quite a bit, and I did not have enough. So I headed into the mines to go on a redstone gathering mission. Ended up finding a lot more diamonds than redstone. Well, that's not really true, but it felt like it. And I got completely lost as well. I have no idea where I am right now. I spotted some regular diamond ore, and I knew that I wanted to use this in a future video. Stay tuned for that. I left there with about 9 stacks of redstone and nearly 2 stacks of diamonds. On top of regular smoothstone, I needed lots of cobble too. And now comes some of the redstone components. I needed a stack of pistons, because if I haven't mentioned it yet, this build is not just going to be a creeper farm, it's also going to be a sugarcane farm built into it. So it's a firework factory, essentially. I made use of the mob heads again because I wanted to have like a little room where the collection chamber was, and I wanted that room to look nice, so I made a bunch of tiny little barrels that I can spew around a little basement room that you guys will see soon. And I was also able to finally make use of my honeycomb farm again to make some beehive blocks. I don't think I've ever made these in survival mode before. This is, I think, my first time. It is nice because this block is probably one of my favorites in the whole game. I slowly continued crafting up some other components like repeaters, smelting iron for hoppers, making signs, a bunch of miscellaneous things that I needed for this build. The elytra made traveling around the world so much easier. I'm so glad I got this thing. Now, this next part is interesting. I went back to the area where my friends and I used to live when we played on this world. If you guys don't remember from episode 1, this seed is the same seed my friends and I used to play on the realm with. And I knew that down in this cave there was an abandoned mine shaft. So I began looking for a spider spawner because I needed lots of string for dispensers and candles. I had foolishly broken the only other cave spider spawner near me, but thankfully I found one in this abandoned mine shaft pretty quickly. I then actually went through the effort of digging it out so that I could optimize the spawning rates. I needed quite a few stacks. I knew I was going to be here for a while and get lots of poison effects. Once I had several stacks of string, I left the place. I might come back, but probably not after I'm done this farm because it's going to give me string as well. I made all the candles I would need for this build, and oh my god, it's so nice being able to craft things I've never really crafted in survival mode before. I'm doing a lot of things I've just never really done in Minecraft in this world. I needed some more white dye, so I returned to the nether to get a bunch of bone blocks. And by now, I was almost done gathering the resources I needed. I made all the comparators I needed, all the observers, I gathered some end rods I needed, which was another reason why I went to the end. This build took end rods. And finally, I made 9 soul campfires and 11 dispensers. And with that, all the resources for this build were gathered. And I think, oh my god, I haven't spoken like hours. I believe that is everything. It's quite a massive build. We have 8 shulker boxes full of stuff. Let's place all those down. My first shulker monster of the world. We got a bunch of snow in there, a bunch of stone, a bunch of packed ice, more packed ice, more stone, some spruce trap doors, a bunch of tuff, and a bunch more tuff. Well, now it's time to begin building this massive monstrosity of a creeper farm slash spider farm. Hopefully when this is done, we'll be able to finally finish our starter house. We actually haven't finished this yet because I want to place candles, a whole bunch of them. So, time for a time lapse. Holy crap! That came out so much better than I thought it would. I need to get a good view of this thing. Oh my god. I forgot to get rid of the snow tower, but oh my god. The last thing I need to do is just connect the rest of the snow to the mountain. But other than that, this thing is pretty much done. The only thing we need to do left inside of it is put all the buckets in the dispensers. This is what it looks like without shaders, obviously. It's still pretty cool. I wanted to go for a gradient where it blends the whites up to the stones, and I wanted it to match in with the mountains around it, how like it goes from a lot more white to a lot more gray. And I think I pulled that off with a little bit of ice cracks coming out. These are meant to be like a glowing portal thing. I don't know, some sort of magic thing. I used a reference image, some AI generated crap. But I am so happy with how that looks. I need to see it from down at our Banther Lodge. Oh my god. I was worried it would be too wide and not tall enough, but I think I actually got the proportions pretty good. I'm very happy with how this turned out. Right, so we need 10 buckets, so I'll make 11 just in case. This elytra has been a game changer. I've probably already used about 3 stacks of fireworks, which is precisely why I'm making this farm. I also need to pick up some sugarcane. Right, so how are we gonna do this? I think going in from the top is probably the way we're gonna be able to do this. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's nice. I'm glad I made that out of the snow blocks. How do we get in? Like this, and then we come down here. Right, so I put torches on every layer, because right now the farm is off. So we're just gonna put the bucket in, and then repeat. Put the bucket in. And I don't need to worry about getting rid of the torches because the water will just break it on its own. This farm is about to be ready. We're about to test it out, like literally within the next few minutes here. So now we gotta get up here, turn the farm on. Just like this. And there it goes. The farm has begun. Alright, we are out of there. I'm gonna go into free cam and take a look. We've already got spiders in here. It should be pretty quick. Oh, I didn't get rid of these torches. Oh, that's actually really annoying. I forgot to get rid of the inner torches. That sucks. How are we gonna get those? Oh, I also didn't set up the item sorters. The creepers could have escaped right there. What the hell am I doing? Alright, so I gotta get in there. I don't have depth strider. This is gonna be bad. I've made a mistake. Actually, I can just break in from here. Okay. That's very convenient. I'll try my best to explain this. This is a auto sorter. This comparator detects when a certain amount of items are in this hopper. And the setup I have to use is, I believe, 18. My 18, 1, 2, and 3, and then gunpowder. That should make it so that anytime I put a piece of gunpowder in there, it gets put into the chest below it. So if I put this in, it goes until it's like that. And that way it only picks up gunpowder. Same thing with this one. This one's going to be for string. So I'm going to do the same thing like that. And so my string can go in there, and that's going to get sorted into this chest. I am very happy with this. We're going to do an AFK test here in a few minutes. There are a few more things that need to be done. Let's make a hopper minecart. We got to go collect all this sugarcane as much as we can. I'm just gonna get all of it, honestly. Oh my god, that looks so cool. So we gotta put sugarcane in all these, but first thing I'm gonna do is put down this hopper minecart, and that should go around in a loop, collecting everything that drops from the sugarcane farm, and then return back to this spot and unload them in this hopper with this system. If the comparator detects that there's items going into the hopper, it depowers this rail, and so the minecart will sit there until it's empty. So these are just simple automatic sugarcane farms. They're not quick, but I think they'll be enough, especially if we AFK this place. So the way these work, obviously, this observer here will detect if a sugarcane grows to 3 blocks high, and then it'll push this entire thing of pistons like that, breaking them. They'll fall on the sand, the hopper minecart comes below, picks them up. But yeah, there we go. I'm pretty sure that's everything about this build done besides the snow bit here. And so the sugarcane will arrive here, so I'm gonna put this in here for now. All right, so we need to connect this this tower to the ground. So it shouldn't be too hard. The way I do this really is just by following a sort of curve like this. It's hard to explain, but we just want these curves to be consistent Now this part here, I'm actually not gonna touch today. This doorway, this needs to connect with something, which we will begin working on in the next video, which is gonna be over here, I believe. So for now, we're gonna leave this side just blank. I will fill it in. I think that's it for our creeper farm for now. Now that we have shulkers, we can actually clean up our mess. It's like we were never here, except for that. Alright, so just from passively sitting around, it's already 17. And the spawns are definitely getting stunted by caves below us. But that's why we have this platform up here. I believe if I did this right, this platform should sit precisely 128 blocks away from the campfires. And that way, the only things that can spawn are in the creeper farm. And if you guys are wondering why I use soul campfires instead of regular ones, I'm pretty sure the soul campfires kill things quicker. So yeah, these guys don't despawn. Right, so I'm just gonna, you know, AFK for a little bit. And we'll see what happens.
A few moments later.
Okay, I don't even know how long I've been AFK for. Let's go check out the rates. Oh yes. Oh, hell yeah, everything's working. Look at that. That is amazing. And how much string do we have? Yeah. Woo! I need this string a lot because of my addiction to candles. This is amazing. I'm making fireworks right now. Oh yes. It's working. It's working. It's functioning properly. The sugarcane farm's obviously been working. We have a firework factory in Minecraft Hardcore, and we made it. Jesus. How did you spawn? So this amazing creeper farm is done. I love this little room. These mob heads are gonna be... I'm gonna make heavy use of them, I promise. That's insane how well this is working already. So there's just one more thing that I want to do in this video. These levers aren't just here to be here. They're meant to hold up the candles that I couldn't get. So I mean, let me just go through my house and actually finally finish it. And finally, we are done our starter house. It only took 200 days. Oh my god. Look at that tower just piercing through the clouds like that. In the next episode, we're gonna focus on this area. This whole area will be touched upon in the next episode. So please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions for this world, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for the support. But like I say, this is only the beginning. I have so many plans for this world. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.